I'm late. I'm late, as per always. I'm late as hell. Man. What we got here so far? Now they show me. Now they show me. Congratulations. But yeah, thank you guys for the 1K. You know, when I started doing this content in 2022, I did not think it'd get this far. Like at all. When I did this, I just thought, you know, why not? And mostly this was the only reason why I even started doing this content was because of my concern with the witchcraft thing. That was the only reason why I even started doing this content. When I like my first video of this doing this, it was basically I basically covered Dwayne Haskins' death. Thank you, Angel. Thank you, man. Like my first, because when I first did this channel, this was because I created this channel in like what 2009 is the same time I created my first Gmail, but it was all music videos, all piano videos, basically. So I started doing that was the and then like that was the first time I showed my face in 2022, and I just decided to cover Dwayne Haskins. Then I covered witchcraft, and it was interesting. One of the people I went to church to did well help me with audio and stuff at church. Um, 2 years ago, he tuned in and he was just like, "Yeah, I agree with you with this witchcraft thing." And that was basically my first manosphere related video, and that that was interesting. That was the only thing that really compelled me to do this stuff. So especially let me even regurgitate the witchcraft thing. People might think it's not real. It is. But it's not what the people think it is. It's not like this spooky magical now you're covering my candidacy. Facts. Man. Honestly, I wish because even when it comes to politics, I really wish we could just like vote for people that we know. Because they'll tell me that I have a choice to pick. I know you're just playing around, Angel, but I would vote for you. But the thing is, what I hate about politics is they'll tell me I have a choice, and then I'll be like, okay, what about this? Oh, he's not even in the running. Yes, he is. He said he was in the running. And they'll be like, he's not gonna win. I'm like, so do I really have a choice? So what's the point of me even showing up if these are already the candidates that you have already selected for me? You have to choose. How is that a choice? How is that a choice? You know what I mean? That's always been my thing on that end. But yeah, in this stream, I'll cover it's not gonna be that much of a freestyle. I'm not gonna be on like I said the last time I wasn't gonna be on here long, and I ended up being on here for 2 hours, but I was hoping to be on here for no more than an hour, no more than an hour and a half. If like me stretching it would be an hour and a half, but that was gonna be my goal because I wanted to show you some of the people I look up to, the people that have pushed me to start doing this content. Really, is a mix of comedians, mix of people already in this space, right? Some radio people, some podcasters already that's not obviously part of the RP space, but they're very enlightened individuals that I would love to display. Now, one of these people who I will not show is DJ Star Terrain. And that's for copyright reasons. He does not play that shit. He does not want people using his voice, his image likeness. You got to pay this dude for some real money, and he's very cognizant of that. So I'm not gonna take advantage of that. But I was gonna show you clips of the people that actually put me through to the space. Obviously now, like obviously I said DJ Star Terrain. Obviously, I'm not gonna show Tom Likas. I don't know how he feels about me using his clips, but guys like Corey Holcomb, the comedian, really more than Patrice O'Neal, honestly, to be fair, but Corey Holcomb to me is not only the GOAT, he's the greatest. Like he's not only he's the greatest comedian of all time, in my opinion, but his show literally saved my life. I'm not even ashamed to say that. I was walking like I'm talking about. I believe even though I started waking up to certain things in high school and stuff, there was still things that I was just lost about, where I was literally chasing my tail. And I'm literally you'll be wondering, especially when it comes to dealing with women, you're just like, what what am I doing? Something I'm doing something wrong. I'm missing something. Even though I'm good. I know how this politics game work. I know how this religious thing, this religion thing game works. But I'm missing something. What am I missing? And Corey Holcomb and his 5150 show was really the slap of reality that I really needed, and I was really able to to really see who the real villains are, to see that okay, I'm doing this wrong. Okay, she's playing me here. Let me come out of here. Or he's playing me here. He's just trying to use me for whatever, you know. And I believe it, because of watching a lot of his videos, it worked in my favor, because in the algorithm, and you know, in the YouTube algorithm, then it started putting me on to people like people of the Black Manosphere, really, Obsidian, O'Shea Duke Jackson, those guys, Kevin Samuel, even at the time, because people don't remember. Well, Kevin Samuel was under O'Shea Duke Jackson, really making a lot of most of his stuff was about male accountability and like male perfume and stuff like that. That's what people forgot about Kevin Samuels. So Kevin Samuels being the one to blow up, that's how it's always the person you least expect it to like just blow out of the stratosphere, that put literally put this space in the mainstream. It's always people you never think it'd be. I even remember watching Andrew Tate, like I knew of Andrew Tate just being a kickboxer, and not only that, being on this British reality show. I forgot what it's called, but I'm like, I've seen these guys before. Then I see him on Rolo's show, I think in 2018 or 2019, and like this was before the pandemic. This was before the pandemic, and I remember seeing it. You'd never think these are the Andrew Tate and Kevin Samuels are going to be the two people that basically put this spot in the mainstream. So it's very interesting. But yeah, the algorithm started working in my favor, and I found this space, and this is why I'm there. I am vehemently against people that slander this space, especially the trad cons. They're so fake because they think they're the trad cons would think that they're RP aware, but they're not, because they end up just start slandering this space when they can't get what they want from it, or they realize it'll be you. Especially like I peep this game early, where you'll have certain women enter the space, and they get 1 or 2 years tops. They're gonna be like, these men are bitter and hurt. Do you guys want women to suffer? Do you want them to pay? And you're just like, yep, here it goes. Here it comes. You obviously don't know what this space is here for, you know? And it'll be funny too. Like, it'll be like, it's interesting. It'll be dudes, because there's still a lot of simps in the RP space. Meaning like they'll recommend certain women that they'll like, this woman is talking facts. She's on our side. And I'll be like, yeah, let me see who it is. Okay, Courtney Ryan. Okay, let me type up Courtney Ryan. Oh, the first thing I see is Iraq. I'm like, oh, that's why you were recommending Courtney Ryan. It's literally the first thing I see is Iraq. But it is what it is. I'll say this though, there are certain women in this space that do put out great information. There's this I think this divorce lawyer. I don't know what her name is. I don't know if you, but like those women that I'm about to that I know that I really consider, they don't consider themselves part of the space. They just put good information out there. It's this older blonde lady. She's got to be like in her 50s or 60s. She's a divorce lawyer. She be putting dudes on game, but dudes don't be really following. Like they'll just be like, "Thank you for the information, but I'm a still." Her and I'll say this: I do like um Pink Book Reloaded. I think her channel is, and I do like the Crimson Cure. I really like the Crimson Cure. Kendra. Kendra's very good. But the reason why I like her videos is because she actually puts stuff that like she'll put stuff even if you don't agree with it, it's hard hitting, meaning like she be hard, like she don't pull no punches. She doesn't really pull no punches where even dudes would be like, "Ugh." That's why I like her. That's why I like her. Oh man. Hey man, shout out to you, Trevor. Thank you, bro. Thank you, man. Cause I started doing this content in 2022. April, I think April 2022. And by at that time I had 79 subscribers. I had 79 subscribers. I shit you not. Because it was just all piano videos that I had over like a span of 10 years that I just put, just so when I do gigs out there, they can have a reference point to, oh, you're pretty decent. Okay, we'll let you on. He said, truthfully, if oh, I forgot I can highlight the comments. Thank you guys. I forgot I can highlight the comments. I'm so used to OBS. I'm sorry. He said, truthfully, if there are any large rag women simps want to recommend, I'm open. Yeah, no, just search up what's her name? Courtney Ryan. She's like really popular in this space, like in this, But well, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think she is married. So I guess, that's a W on her end. But the first thing when I searched her up, when people were recommending people, the first thing I see is her rack, and I was like, oh, I was like, okay, this is why. Yeah, just search up Courtney Ryan, and the first thing you're gonna notice she has a large rack. You call me a perv, and I was like, this is why you like her. She has a nice face, nice rack. She kind of looks like Courtney Ryan. Kind of looks like. Do you guys know Robert Griffin the third, the former NFL QB, former Heisman winner, really good in college, really good his rookie year in the NFL, flamed out after that. Um, do you remember RG3's first wife? His first wife. That's who Courtney Ryan reminds me of. Now that I'm just making this comparison now. I'm just thinking about it. Like RG3 had his first wife. RG3's first wife she was like small girl, nice petite, innocent face, huge rack. Huge rack. So that's who Courtney Ryan reminds me of. Angel taking a break at work, man. Shout out to you. That's man, I can't because only time I do the night work is when I'm doing my music stuff. And I'll say this, man, man, if I didn't know music, I'd be broke, bro. Like I'm talking about like super broke. I mean like super broke. So this thing, especially when you have your first job, it does help with like the supplemental stuff. Especially in the beginning when you're gigging, you gotta eat crap for like the first year before you actually start making some decent money. Even like I found out like even like when you're gigging, even the best musicians, bro, even the best, like they literally would be coming from like a tour from Germany or something, and then they'll have like their day after their tour, they go right back to their their day job right after. Some of these people, even some of the I'm talking about like really good musicians still I'm talking about making great Instagram videos, got a lot of followers, and they work at McDonald's, bro. You never dude, I've seen it on being on the road. So what let me see this. What instrument do you play? Keys, piano. So that's the only thing I'm decent at. Like, so I'm decent at that and I just hustle that. And it's helped me meet a lot of people, meet a lot of vocalists. I was able to produce for some people, you know. It's not a lot of money, but it helps. It helps. I used to look because I think my attitude was I'm just gonna be in people's basements and stuff, practicing and then maybe producing. It helps. The extra money helps. And I'll say like if you knew I always I wish I was more versed into setting up sound. I'd be making a lot more money out here. Like the people that be setting up sound, they be making some nice backdoor bank, pause. Some a lot of extra income that can come in just from learning how to do sound. Now the only thing is if you are a sound engineer, you better make sure you're straight in terms of your cable work, your speakers, make sure you got an SUV. I learned that the hard way. I was trying to set up a gig myself, but thank God it was a house gig, so I was able to call for help. It was a saxophonist I knew, called him and his girl to help me out. Did pretty well, and also booked a family reunion gig from that gig from the house from the house call. But that's like I said, like doing this stuff, you just meet all types of people that you'd be like, wow, you play for this, but you live in Connecticut? How? But it's a very it's a, I'll tell you this, Connecticut is underrated, dog. We're the people here are we have some great athletes here in Connecticut. We have some great musicians, like great musicians. I met people via online. Um, I'll tell you this too, and I've said this before. There are people that have been Grammy nominated. You will never know. They really don't put it on their Instagram. They'll have like only 2,000 followers or something on Instagram. They'll just post a little bit of their life and they'll be Grammy. Not people like, how you Grammy? Look up the people. You'd be like, damn, they plugged. So yeah, you'll be end up meeting people, especially I would look because Connecticut's an interesting state, but you end up meeting with people that are just plugged for no reason. You'd be like, damn. Somebody just recently helped me put me on a gig with a guy, recording artist. Oh shoot, Ricky Allen. So I didn't know actually I didn't know this guy had like a hit record in the state of Connecticut. I had no idea. Dude helped me out. Drummer I knew, but it was just like you'd be surprised the people that are out here making moves, and some of these people they actually make real money, and you'll find out that the stars that you look up to they be broke, and the people that's making real money are the songwriters that are producing behind him. And also, I know a girl, specifically. He said, "Nice." Oh, Jameson said, "Good point. Bruce Jenner was from Connecticut. Oops. We have some great track runners from Connecticut, though. Overall, we have some great track runners, dog. And by the way, with Connecticut, speaking of which, we were the first state that had that boy racing with those girls. And I know somebody very close to me that raced against. I'm not gonna put their name out there. I know a girl specifically that raced against the boy. Anyway, let me leave that alone. But Connecticut got some great track runners. We have some great track runners, even currently. Some great athletes. It's just Connecticut's just an interesting state because it's right next to New York. People don't really understand how things work in Connecticut. People don't understand that like if you're like People like to think that, oh, if you're from this city or I'm from this part, oh, that means I'm tougher than you. Nope, not in Connecticut. Not in Connecticut. We all go to the same DMVs. There's no all right. We all go to the same movie theaters. All the hood people, all the suburbanites go to the same spots. There's a place. Uh hey, thank you, G man. Thank you, G man. Do what you gotta do, bro. Thank you, G man. He said, keep working that network. It got me this hard but valuable job. Yeah. He just, somebody remembered, told me, I got this from a show, from the Zoe Williams show. He said, if you want to make money, you got to make friends. And me, I'm not a very social person. But back to my point. People don't like. We all go to the same. There's this club that Sukihana just went to in Connecticut in New Haven. It's this little club right next to the IKEA spot. Hood ass club. But if you go to that club, it's Yale students, New Haven, people from the, I'm talking about like hood ninjas from New Haven. All mix of people go in that same club. I don't be seeing no fights happening. And that on top of that, a lot of these, like 80% of Connecticut is mafia owned, low key. So that helps with situations like that. So you don't be hearing a lot of the nonsense. But like I said, the rich people go to the same, a lot of them, some of them even go to the same schools. There's not really a separation, meaning even though we live in the same neighborhoods, we all go to the same spots. There's no real separation between these people. Even when we play sports, all know the same people. Like if you got a soccer club, it's full of all types of different people. You know what I mean? It's like Connecticut's very underrated in terms of the athletes we produce and all that. Like pretty underrated, dog. Pretty underrated. Pretty underrated. Oh, what's his name? Aaron Hernandez. One of the someone's what's we got um two great tight ends that came from Connecticut. Uh Collegiate players. What's Aaron Hernandez, and I'm trying to think of the other guy's name. Um Logan Thomas, I believe. No, his name is something else, but he's really good. But he went to the Redskins. He was a really good tight end, but he was injury prone as hell. Injury prone as hell, but really good. I'm blanking on his name. Kevin Pierre Lewis. A lot of these guys, I got their high school tapes from like 2009, 2008, like their little DVD high school tapes. There was a really good running back that came out of Connecticut too, Silas Red, Kevin Pierre Lewis. They all went to King's Academy in Stamford, Connecticut. I have their DVD. I literally have their DVD tapes because I had somebody that I know. They work with the person. They gave me the DVD. Well, fuck it, I'll say it. One of my parents. One of my parents worked with Kevin Pierre Lewis' father, and he had like the DVD tapes. And people don't understand when Kevin Pierre Lewis, before, like, people know him as like the Chiefs linebacker or whatnot, but people forget, like, he used to play fullback and linebacker. So he would literally get the ball, and it was literally like watching Marshawn Lynch. it was him and Silas Red in the backfield, dog. It was ridiculous. It was it was so OP for King's Academy. It was him and Silas Red in the backfield. It was just unstoppable. I remember they had the tape of their first game. I don't know if it was homecoming or something, or it was the first game of the season. It was either the two, and they were facing Oxford Academy. I'm not sure, but it was basically a showcase. And Silas Red, every time they handed them the ball, they literally ran to the house all the time. People don't understand, like, when you like, because these people, when you see them in the NFL, they were literally that size in high school. Like, these guys, they literally look like men amongst boys. Now, not really Silas Red, he was just a fit dude, but Kevin Pierre Lewis literally looked like a freaking a freaking Hulk, compared to the normies. He's literally they would give it a Silas Red. He would just use his speed, run around everybody all the way to the house. Kevin Pierre-Louis, he literally would run through the middle of the field, just run straight through the middle of the field, and it will be that's it. That's it. I remember it was like I remember, especially in the highlight tape. I remember the guy popped him in the middle. He got mad, and he only had like a 2-yard gain. And then right after that, takes the ball all the way to the house. This is one of my favorite highlight tapes. Some of these dudes be mutants, dog. Some of these guys are mutants, bro. That's what people don't understand. People are, oh, they're older than what? No, they're just mutants, bro. They're just mutants. I can't. That's my only explanation. They're mutants. They're the age that they say they are. They are. But once you see it, you like they're just people that just be built different. You're just like, it's not even fair. But yeah, like that. That's how it works in Connecticut. But speaking of, since this is it's not a freestyle, but since I do have some new viewers, I'm gonna tell you how I even found the RP space, just in general. In college, I like saying this video. Hey, shout out to AJ, man. Thank you, AJ. One of the first, I think, yeah, he was the first person that ever put me on a panel ever. Only the first person before everybody else, before Undead Chronic, before the black feminazis try to anyway. Tell the story. Oh yeah. So like I said, this brought me to the RP space when I was in college. This is I think the first week. Yeah, this is my first week of college staying on campus. I like telling the story. Okay. I was in the athletes dormitory because I was on the soccer team. So they put all the athletes in a specific spot, right, like near the stadium. This is not one of those cramped up rooms. We have damn near all of us have separate rooms, 2 per room. We got a hallway. We got a goddamn. We got a fridge. We got a sink. We got a living room. That's how the athletes dormitory is, right? And I was roomed with a basketball player. He was in my specific room, and then the other room right next to it. It was just one big room, and then 2 football players, right? And then a rugby player right next to us, slash lacrosse player, I think, but I know he did rugby. So the rugby player, he brought 2 girls over to smoke weed with him, right? Now, the problem is I wasn't a part of it. Me and the basketball player, even the football players, we were in our rooms. We was not part of that. We stayed out of the living room. We let them do what they do. Now, once they smoked the weed, one of the girls, it was 2 girls. So one of the girls ended up having a bad reaction to it, and all of a sudden we heard in the other living room, and our perverted football players friends, they're just like, oh, she what is she giving head or something? So, but then we start here, and then we hear the sprint to the bathroom, and then we go, whoa, what the hell's going on? She started throwing up in the bathroom, and I shit you not, she was in the bathroom with her head on the toilet bowl. I'm talking about head first in the toilet bowl. Head first. I'm talking about, I don't know how people will do this. I'm talking about, we just took a shit in that thing. Head first in our toilet bowl for 2 hours straight. 2 hours straight, dog. Just straight up throwing up. I'm not exaggerating. Because literally in the third hour, she was trying to kind of leave, but she couldn't. So technically it was really 3 hours, but I know it was 2 hours straight she was throwing up in there. Now, the problem is when you bring in 2 girls in your room and whatnot, right? 2 hours. No, I'm not lying. I swear on my life, I'm not lying. I'm telling you, she was on the toilet. On my life, I swear this. She was in her head inside that toilet bowl for 2 hours, straight throwing up. Now, the problem is the girl that brought her, right? She lied for her. She said, "Oh yeah, she could smoke," and our roommate believed it. Now, thank God I wasn't a part of the smoke session because I don't smoke. So it was just like me and the basketball player, and the two football players. We were in our dorm. We were in our rooms with the door locked, right? So we're sitting there, we're trying to what's it, the rugby player, he cleaned up the throw up on the floor and whatnot. Nah, she lied. She lied because remember, those were fresh. Those girls were my age, bro. Like we're all freshmen. We're all freshmen. Those girls are 18. They were all my age, right? So um after okay, yeah. So she tries her the friend that I'm at the throwing up. Nah, she was a beginner, bro. She was a beginner. She's one of those people like because we ended up we ended up finding out who she really was. We ended up finding out who she really was. He said, well, she could be one of those girls that does that. I know what you mean, Jameson. My bad. My bad. She's the person that just be throwing up. I feel you, but she was clearly a person that does not smoke weed regularly. Clearly. Because the reaction that she had, clearly. And the girl that brought her over, she tried to dip on us. And she was just like, mind you, she doesn't know us. She only met the rugby she just met the rugby player. She just like, I gotta leave. And I was just like, I'm talking about all three of us was like, go where? And she was like, I got class tomorrow. And I was like, bitch, we got class too. I was appalled. I was like, you just go leave her with us. You don't even know us. Man, I went in my room. I was laughing my ass off. Me and the basketball. I don't want to put his name because I still know the basketball. I'm talking about this is one of my best friends. Like for real. Like I'm talking about a real friend. This is the one of the few friends I have in the world. So like I I was laughing my ass off in the room because now I was like, I get it. I get why these people get into trouble with these people. These girls will bring people to the rooms. They have no idea who these people are, but because we're athletes, she trying to fit in. Shit don't work out. She trying to go home and leave her here with us. Mind you, she by the end of the time that she's thrown up, it's like 12 a.m., 1 a.m. She's passed out, bro. And the rugby player and the football players, they started arguing. He's like, nah, we can't leave her here like this because she's in our domain. Because now she wake up. Now imagine this girl wake up. Even if we take care of her, she wakes up. Oh, I don't know what happened. What happened? We're fucked. and you and you know who's gonna take the brunt of it if she were to wake up and say something happened to her? Me. You know why? Because I'm the ugliest of the crew. I, I made the same joke on the video because I've said this story before. Like if she goes around and say something happened to her, she's gonna say I did something to her, and it's gonna be my face in a newspaper article looking like this, looking crazy, and everybody's gonna be like, oh yeah, I know this guy. Look at him, he looks weird. This is where everything started making sense. That night, I was just like, so this is why these athletes get in trouble, even the actual predators. Because what the predators will do now it started making sense. I'm like, now what the predators will do, oh, I just have some weed, just come over, lace the weed up. They get slutted out. They don't remember what happened in the morning, and they've been probably violated. They have no idea, and they don't understand why their life is effed up after a night of smoking with people that they don't know, because they everything started making sense. I was just like, oh, this is why these people are getting in trouble. And so what ended up happening was the rugby player, we treated her like a queen, dog. We put her in the lip. Oh, well, not me. I was like, I don't want to be near this bitch. I was in my room. I said, because I'm like, I'm not part of this shit. We weren't even smoking. I was in my room playing video games. Exactly. He said she'd file charges against you, but would wait a few years for the basketball guys to make the NBA get paid. No, you know what's because I be sometimes I'm still afraid to tell the story because I never because she knows who I am, I think, kinda. But what's interesting is we treat her like a queen. We put her in the well, not me. They put her on the couch, put a blanket over the bitch, and I'm like, man, this is fucked up, bro. Now, mind you, I don't mind hoes hanging around. I don't. Dude, one time, even like I'm talking about during the semester on campus, one of one of the rugby guy's girlfriend, she slept over. I didn't know. I had no idea. I would remember I was like, "Hey yo, you good?" And then the girlfriend roll over like, "Hey, what's up?" This was later on. This is like a different girl. So I'm not opposed to having 304s in the room, but 304s like that is scary, dog. We're talking about when I don't even know the person. This is not the rugby player's girl. This is like just some random 304, right? So I'm like, nah, man, this is crazy. I remember literally waking up the next day. This girl's still on the I'm like, man. Just like fuck. So, and the this is the cherry on top. This is the cherry on top. This is a cherry on top because word kind of got around that this happened. And what was the cherry on top is basically the girl that brought her over. She ended up being in my history class, right? We didn't talk or anything, but that was interesting. And word started getting around. I guess a bunch of few people, some people on my soccer team on the time, they knew of the girl, right? They knew of the girl that was throwing up, but apparently she was trying to say that um I said something to her during that time, meaning when she was throwing up. And I was like, "What?" That was the cherry on top. I was like, I said, I literally the only thing I did to this person, because when she started throwing up, I was like, you literally just like you open the bathroom door, and I was just like, oh shoot, you straight? Well, I guess you're not. Boom. That's all I said to this 304. I was like, because after that, I was like, that does not, I'm not even trying to be around this one. But apparently, she couldn't, like, she made up like basically where we where basically it was just like I was trying to help her or some shit. I was like, "Are you fucking serious?" This was the first time because when somebody addressed me on that, and I was like, "Nah, that did not happen like that." That was the first time in my life. I'm talking about in my life where I was like, "Bitches ain't shit, dog." Because even in that L, she tried to make a W out of it. Even when we tr- they treated her like a goddamn queen to make sure she was straight and whatnot. And mind you, oh, the basketball player I knew, he put her on blast. He put her on Snapchat. he put that girl on Snapchat throwing up in the toilet ish. He didn't put her face, but he kind of put her outline. Man, that after that in that situation, I was like, you know what? Bitches ain't worth shit, dog. I said, bro, like I was literally like, that was I'm talking about in my life. I'm telling you guys, I've never said that in my life. I never said that in my life. I was literally after that day, I was like, man, I said, I turned it to Corey Holcomb. I remember Corey Holcomb said, man, a bitch is the worst thing that the God put on this earth. I was saying that. I was like, there's no way. I was like, there's no way she's trying to make it seem like somebody was still simping after her or trying to help her. What? I was like, but thank God my teammates didn't buy it because they already knew I don't smoke. already, I was like, I don't know if she mixed me up with somebody else, some other black dude. And what's crazy is even when I tell this, obviously this was the ultimate story that turned me to the RP, meaning because certain things I started recognizing what Patrice O'Neal was talking about. Because I had listened to Patrice before, but seeing not just her behavior, but seeing the parties that was going on campus, seeing I'm talking about, 304s knocking on your door the first 2 weeks campus. I really started looking for answers, and I was just like, okay, I see where I'm going with this. And for some reason, Corey Holcomb's video started, his 5150 show started popping up on my feed, like just some highlights. Started listening to some old Corey Holcomb tapes when he was on Speedy's Comedy Corner, doing Jamie Foxx radio show. And the stuff he was saying had me crying laughing. And this is when I started listening to the 5150 show. I'm talking about in its entirety. So this was 2016. So this is what happened. He said, just dealt with some BS. Girl told me she's making me wait because it always leads to one side leaving these. Like, I don't mess with girls that make me wait or even suggest it. I've always prided myself in being upfront and be like, look, I want this. I'll even help you with this if you help me with this, right? We like, you know what I'm saying? Not me demanding the shit, but I'm just being like, hey, look, I know somebody else. I'm messing with somebody else right now. I'm not really looking for something serious, but we could do something and I could help you out. You know what I mean? Let me see. She wants to turn over a new leaf, man. But like, the girl that was throwing up over, she was on the female soccer team. So but that I could not believe that shit because I found out basically through my roommates that she said something about me. I was like, you can't make this stuff up, dog. I was like, oh hell no, hell no, dog. I said, do not put me in that. I was like, yeah, I was like, nah, absolutely not. And plus, man, you should have seen, man, the first week in campus, those hoes was wild. And I knew a girl. I'm talking about the first week of campus, dog. The first week of campus, this was a girl that came in our room, smoked out the whole place. I don't know what the football player that I knew at the time, I don't know what he was doing with that girl. I hope he wasn't smashing that girl. Dude, the girl that I'm talking about another girl now. She's from I'm just gonna say she's from Stamford, Connecticut. I'll put her out there on that end. There's another in her right. So this other girl, this I think this was the second or third day. I don't know, it might have been the second week. Man, she smoked out. My parents had visited the campus just to check up on me. Um they were bringing me brownies, whatever, and they were about to bring brownies to my room. And for some reason, I was like, nah, I got it. I'll bring it to you don't gotta go in my room. Man, when I went into the room, the place, when I opened the door, you think I came into a Lil Wayne studio session with the smoke just coming out. I was like, whoa, I was like, yo, what's going on? I was like, oh, I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. My ninja side came out of me real quick. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, like how, OG ninjas, like those 50-year-old ninjas, you open the door and you letting all the heat out. They be like, whoa, what you do? Like that's what I did. I was like, whoa, what's going on? What's going on here? And then I just, where's all this week? And then she coming out through, oh, my bad, man. I'm so sorry. I'm like, what? Get out of here. What the fuck? Man, if my parents came up there, bro, they would have kicked me out. They would have took me off that campus first week if they found out that happened, dog. I was like, there's no way. That same girl, that first week in campus, she slept with like 3 or 4 different dudes, and she had a boyfriend. I'm talking about her first week on campus because before the actual like week of school, when all the people start coming in, you have the athletes that come in like 3 weeks prior, 2 to 3 weeks prior, um, with training camp or whatever. So we'll be there first. So that first week that girl was there, the first week she slept with like 3 or 4 different dudes. I shit you not. Like first week, and she had a boyfriend. We turned her down, dog. Uh, well, let me not put her out there. I'll say then. Well, we like I'm talking about. There are people that I knew. We could have pursued her, and she would have said yes. That let me put it like that. Let me put it like that. We could have pursued her, and she would have said yes, just off a GP. But we was like, nah, let's not even, because she already read like already the first week. And what's funny is the boyfriend came on campus literally in the second or third week, and he was giving motherfuckers the evil eye and this. I'm like, bro, your girl already ran through, dog. It's too late. Black dude too, mind you. Oh man. Anyway, man. And oh yeah, one of the dudes on because one of the nights when we were all sleeping in our rooms, because we because it's 5 of us and we have the bathroom, right? The bathroom is right next to us though, so we can hear everything that's happening in the bathroom. But apparently there was a dude that slept over with the girl in the bathroom. Hey, we had no idea. Dude, this we just I wake up, I'm talking to the dude, and he said, "Oh yeah, is that girl? We was over here last." I'm like, "Where? In the bathroom? How?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, is she on birth control?" I'm like, "I don't know." I was like, "What? What kind of question is that?" Oh yeah, man, man, I hope she on birth control, bruh. I was I was sitting there like, "Oh my god, this girl, wow." But really, to be honest with you, I don't know how somebody can leave campus not being RP aware. I don't know how you can leave a college campus and not be RP aware. Thanks, D man. Thanks, D man. Haha, they cooking in there. Yeah, when I opened up that room when she smoked out our whole room, dog. Open up that room, all the smoke. I was like, yo. Oh, I was like, no. So I would have been like Eddie Murphy in Trading Places. Get the F out. That's look, bro. Let me tell you something though. Because people be mad at me when I say these things. I always say these two things. These two things. I always say these are my two red flags in terms of if you want to take a girl seriously, right? Because there's a lot of dudes that still want to get married, they still want to be in serious relationships. Not me, but I'm but there's still guys out there that want to be in serious relationships, want to and I said, okay, look, if you since you guys want to still get married and still get robbed, all right, fine. Let me give you a clue of some things, right? I said my top two red flags in a woman. People will say tattoos and the obvious stuff, and yeah, that qualifies for number one. But I always say these two things. These are the top two red flags. Number one, if she smokes weed. Number two, if she went to college. And meaning if she went to college, if she stayed on campus. If she stayed on campus, I'm sorry, dog. It's over for you. And this was before I knew the divorce statistics. Because when you look at the divorce statistics of women that go to the college, it's like I'm talking about of the woman that I'm talking about the women that initiate the divorces, 90%, it goes up to 90% if she's college educated. 90% if she's college educated. I didn't even know that. I was like, wow, well, it looks like I was on to something, man. And thank you, Pyro. Thank you, Pyro. But for the college thing, I'm sorry. I'm sticking to it. I saw too much. I saw too much. Even when I would go on the recruiting trips with the captain, I saw things I can't unsee it. I done seen a lot of people's future wives do some crazy things on campus, dog. And I'm talking about girls that would come up to me asking me to do things that I would never think girls would ask me to do. And meanwhile, just because I'm connected or I know somebody, right? I seen too much. And I'll say this. This is why I always ninjas be having me laughing when they try to do that self-righteous stuff. Oh yeah, real man doesn't cheat on his woman, and a righteous woman, or it'll be like one of those. What's that girl's name? Emily King, another grifter extraordinaire. Emily King talking about, oh, a real man doesn't cheat. Man, look, I done seen the Chads on campus. I'm talking about this is D3. This is not even D1, guys. I'm talking about this is a D3 school I went to. D3. And I saw the Chads and the Tyrones, they would have hoes, dog. Hoes going in and out of the room. People think that Derek Jackson's ex-wife is lying about the issue where she would literally come in and then the woman would literally just come out. People think they're not lying about that, guys. They're not lying about. I'd see, dude, the cat. Oh man, I'm putting people business out there. I knew somebody on my team. He was a Chad. His girl, his girlfriend at the time, who was on campus, recruited girls for him. This is why I don't. When women talk about, oh, I only respect men that are actually loyal. No, they don't. No, they don't. They don't. So she would recruit. She recruited the baddest female soccer player on the team to be there, and I was like, well, hold on for a sec. Sorry, because I got the dryer right next to me. Anyway, I accidentally put some stuff in there. Anyway, so the what you had was the baddest female soccer player on that team. She recruited him. I mean, sorry, she recruited her for a three-way. And this is why I don't look. You cannot believe them when they say, "Oh, I respect men that don't cheat." I don't believe that. I'm sorry, I don't believe that. I saw too much. I saw too much. This was a D3 school, mind you. This was a small school. That's why I went there because it was a small school. Right? This wasn't Southern. I'm putting too much business out there. Like Southern Connecticut is a pretty big campus. Like the campus was not big. Like it was a small school. It was a small school. And the stuff I saw, and I was like, wow. So, and that's the beautiful part because when you're hanging with certain people, because the friend that I knew that was my particular roommate, basketball player, he knew a lot of the dudes over there, and then I knew the dude. There was a dude that I actually went to the same high school with. Tall dude. Dude was like 6'6" or 6'7" or whatever. Tall dude. Dude had all the holes, dog. Had all the real nice dude too. Real nice dude. He actually. I'm like, oh, he said, oh yeah, I recognize you. You know my friend. Blah blah blah. Real nice dude. Dude had all the holes. I'm talking about all the holes. All of them. All of them. This is not this is no exaggeration, dog. No exaggeration. He said, my traditional mom says, why aren't you getting married? I say the same thing. I've seen too much. They don't, well, I'll say this. At least my parents haven't been on that or on my brother for not getting married. It's just it's just that they see it too. Now, if your parents don't see it, they're being naive. They're just being forcefully naive because it's right in front of you. It's right in front of you. First of all, the cost of living is crazy. Second of all, it's impossible. The 304s are making it impossible out here. So it's like even my grandparents, they're not even pushing for it because they all see what's going on. Now, I'll say this: if your mom's not seeing what's going on, Hopefully, you're gonna have to be more specific. But I'll say this, yeah, if you for me, college, no go. For me, no. And mean I'll say this, if she went to college, but like she drove to college, right? Meaning she took like she went to college, but she would drive to campus, then go back home. That's different, right? Or she went to community college. That's different. Or she went to well, even then, still on the community college part, but meaning she would drive back home. That means that's a girl that's probably on her hustle, and maybe you could work with something with that. But meaning, if she staying on campus, I knew girls that was staying on campus. I'm talking about a girl I knew in high school. She was like, "Oh, I'm gonna stay on campus at blah blah blah," and she lives 20 minutes from her house, dog. 20 minutes from her house, and she and she was like, "I want to stay on campus." I'm like, "To do?" I was like, "To do what?" Said, "I'm from Afghan." Ah, that's the problem, and that's the thing when you're dealing with parents that come from a different country. I have that same issue too. So so when you're dealing with parents that come from a different country, they have no idea what's going on. They don't know. They especially because like especially when you dealing like white girls really know how to cover their tracks. Now with Instagram, they haven't been covering their tracks really well, and this is what's been really growing this RP space really because they haven't been covering their tracks that well. So, but what? Yeah, white girls they know how to cover their tracks. That's the only reason why. Like when we talk about, oh, they'll say, oh, black girls are the worst, or no, I don't believe that. It's just black girls are just they don't have tact. White girls know tact, so they know how. So their tracks are covered. You know what I mean? And they can always and since white girls are usually the top of the picking order, they can always find a simp if need be. If need be, there will be a simp that will take her as she is. OnlyFans and all. Said tempted to get away from the homeland. Well, I would say this because I think aerodynamic. I think we've had this conversation before. If you are going to get someone from overseas, you need to stay overseas. You cannot bring her back here. I'm sorry, you just can't. It's just you cannot bring them. This is a very toxic. I like you know conservatives get mad at me when I say this is a very toxic country. This is a toxic culture that we have. People are very are too prideful to admit that they're wrong on certain things. This is just so when even when you're talking about the reason why the effinists like we like to call them here on this channel, the reason why they're never going to change is because they're just going to double down. They're never going to say they're wrong. They're just going to double down on stupidity. Now, meanwhile, overseas, where you got places like Russia, right? Russia are places like Russia, they're doubling down on patriarchy, meaning I showed the picture the other day. Russia, they have labeled the alphabet community. They have officially labeled them as a terrorist and extremist organization. Now, meanwhile, in the United States, they're saying the manosphere is an extremist terrorist organization. And you're just like, are you serious? And then on top of that, you got drag queens um doing story time with kids, but manosphere people are the extremists, really. You know, they got like people like Rolo Tomasi and these guys now on a FBI's I'm like, are you kidding me? These this is why you cannot have 304s running stuff because that makes no sense. But like, yeah, if you're gonna get a wife overseas, you gotta stay overseas wherever whether it's if you go back to Afghanistan, like you said you were gonna do, you go back to Afghanistan or Colombia, uh, right wherever you're going, you need to stay there. You cannot bring her back. You cannot bring her back. That's it. Or just go to Thailand, Philippines, whatever. Now, I'll say this. Unfortunately, for the passport bros, unfortunately for the passport bros, I keep seeing things where now women are following these people. They're stalking the passport bros. I thought it was fake. I thought it was fake, but this is true. The passport bros are being followed by American women. They're literally like they're apparent like they're stalking them and trying to bring their American BS overseas. Can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. So you got to even be careful. I would say this, like for me, if I'm gonna go overseas, say if I had to, if they force me, right, to get a wife, if my family forced me to get a wife, I would be like, okay, I'm not gonna go to Colombia. I'm not gonna go to the places where everybody's going. I'm gonna find a place, then look up the laws and make sure it's not American centric, right? And then just make sure I have a remote job and make sure I have my American money coming through there. And that's how I would do it. Pyro said the Western mindset will corrupt her. Don't bring her back. Passport bros also need to realize that they are getting the leftover woman. Yeah, I'll say this, but like I said, I don't even care. I don't even care because obviously the passport bros movement is flawed. And I had a talk with one of my bandmates the other day, last week. He said, look, the passport bros are late. He's not even RP aware. He's just like, look, the passport bros are late. I know plenty of dudes that already took that route. He said they late, but what I love about the passport bros, they're showing that it's men are not the problem. They're showing that men are not the problem. Meaning you have a group of dudes that are say, man, there's this place. Let's all we're there. This is a solution. What they're doing is called a solution, right? It's not a perfect solution, but this is a solution, one of these solutions to your problem if you have dating problems. And they're saying, okay, we're gonna go over here, and then they go over there, and you got people of a certain community criticizing these men for going somewhere else and calling them losers. But I'm like, okay, if they're such losers, why do you care that they're going over? That makes no sense. And this is why I support the passport bros. And you're right in terms of the leftover woman, but like I said, when it comes to you know, look, when it comes to body count, um, look, man, if you want a girl with low body count, I'm talking about like low, you're talking about a girl coming straight out of high school. Because as soon, dude, after six, I'm talking about, I'm not even trying to be a creepy. I'm telling you from experience, not only from experience, but also statistics wise, you can look this up. Statistically, after 16, most of the virgins are gone. So you might want to, when it comes to like virgin stuff, passport bros have already, they know that they're not virgins. They know that. Okay, now after a certain like and I'll say in my case, I'm telling you, dog, most of the girls that I know, a lot of them, I'm not gonna say most, a lot of them, they said they started getting active at 13. So all this stuff about body count and stuff, I mean, even I remember Corey Holcomb said this and I was laughing, but I really started doing self-reflection. I was like, yeah, all the high school girls I know, they were already busy. They were already busy. The ones with boyfriends, they were already busy. Even the nerds, even the nerdy girls, already busy. I would say, especially the nerdy girls, they were busy. I'm talking about 15, 14, especially after 16, they were all busy. Especially the ones with boyfriends. Come on, come on. So I'm pretty sure the passport bros, they already know, as long as they're not wifing up single moms and stuff, then it's what it's whatever. So, and even when it comes to the topic of body count, I always say it's pointless because you're never gonna know the real number. If you knew the real number, most of you guys would not be going out with women, though. Most of you guys would not be going out with the average girl if you knew the real number. I'm not saying that there's no girls out here with low body count, but I'm just telling you, it's a different time. It's a different time. Like people talk about would ask me what would you consider a high value woman or a top percentage woman? I would say somebody with a body count under if you're a woman and you have a body count, if you have like zero body count and it's like it's zero for real, you've put yourself in the top 0.001% woman. Especially if you're over 18 with zero body count, you've put your and you're between the ages of like 18 through 25 or 26. You've already put yourself at a 0.0000001% woman. That's my opinion. That's my opinion on that. People want to talk about, oh, what's a high value this? Well, I'm like, look, since we're using these terms, that's what I believe. He said, I haven't met a virgin since I lost mine in the 70s. Those are facts. Those are facts. Look, people gotta, yeah, like this whole body count. Maybe I'm sounding like, um, look, I'm just telling you, if you wasn't getting girls in high school, then I don't know why people you're searching for a girl with a low body count. If you didn't get a girl in, if you was not messing with girls in high school, I'm talking about when you were in high school yourself and you were messing with girls in high school. I'm sorry, you're not gonna find I'm gonna say this, you're very least likely to find a girl with a body count under 10. And I'm being very nice with that number. Being very nice with that. I'm being very nice with that number because I remember I dropped the body count stream. I told you guys they don't count condoms, they don't count hand jobs, they don't count if it was just a one night stand, they don't count if it was during vacation, they don't count if it was on a cruise, they don't count if it was in the air, they don't count it if they got played. They like I'm saying, they only count it if it's a relationship or if it's somebody that they can't even where their friends know about the guy, they can't even deny it. But like I said, in a woman's mind, if it doesn't count, it doesn't count. Even if the person gave her HIV. In her mind, if it doesn't count, it doesn't count. Dil- they literally when Meg got caught lying about saying, "Oh, I didn't sleep with Tori," even though we all know she did. There was a girl from Love and Hip Hop. I think her name is Delish, one of those old broads that still trying to act like a young girl. Anyway, she tweeted in defense of Meg. She was like, look, I'm the same way. I don't care. She said, I don't care if it don't count in my mind, it don't count. That's how it is. This, mind you, this girl is 40 something years old, tweeting like this, and it literally proved us right. Like, in her mind, if it don't count, it don't count. So you're never gonna get the true number, especially not in this day and age. You're not gonna get the true number. Or you'll hear girls, oh yeah, the body count resets after every and you're just like, bruh. I'm talking about church girls say this. Oh, it resets after every year. These are old church women. These were like women in their upper 30s on a podcast, cackling like hyenas in chimpanzees. Like, I was like, what? I'm like, how old are they? Talking about it resets every year. Well, I'm like, guys, if you guys knew the true body count, you guys, Corey Holcomb said it best. He said, you don't want to know. You don't want to know. If you guys knew, you guys would go straight to MGTOW quickly, fast in a hurry, and you would not even be thinking about wifing up nothing. This is why women have to lie about their body count. He said, girl math. He said, just like Kira Noir, a corn star who didn't count her onset. Yeah, on her onset body count, just her offset body count. Yeah, there's girls like that. They'll do adult films. They don't count the person that they're doing the film with. And you're just like, you're literally having sex on camera. and they'll be like, no, it don't count. They'll be like, and what happens? The new adult film stars, they're in let's be honest relationships, right? They'll have a let's be honest relationship, and then they'll go on film, mess with a dude on film, and they'll be like, no, it's not cheating. They'll look at you with a straight face. I'm talking about go raw, do all that stuff on film, and then go back to their let's be honest relationship and talk about, oh, I'm not look at you straight in the face and say, I'm not cheating. You'll be like, this girl is ridiculously insane. He said, it doesn't turn over, it doesn't roll over. So women are always gonna lie about their body count, dog. Most of them. I'm not gonna say all, but most. I'm sorry to tell you guys, but you know that's why I said, like, say if especially you'll. It's rare that you're gonna have a girl that's be like, where she'll drop her friend group because she's the only one with a zero body count, right? If you have a girl with a zero body count and she ends up being in a friend group, they're gonna make sure she loses that zero. They're going to peer pressure the hell out of her, dog. Like to the point where she's going to have to stop talking with them, right? Now, most women can't afford to lose on a social status scale because most people in this world are not talented. They're gonna need to know somebody to get ahead, right? This is why I'm always a proponent of women learning instruments, right? Women doing sports, right? Because it's not just in America, like overseas. There's certain sports that you play overseas as a woman, and you can make some decent money, right? Or you learn a trade, learn a skill, make sure, or if you're gonna get a degree, get it something that's gonna make you money. So where you don't have to, you can make choices where you can make an actual decision what you want to do. Because if you're gonna go off the stuff that these 304s are doing, they're recruiting each other into misery, into an infinity, right? Like, for example, I'll give you an example. I'm a terrible social person. I really don't like going out. But and I'll even tell people I don't like dances, I don't like prom, none of that. But when people ask me, oh, Chris, should I go to this? Should I ask a girl? I'll say yes. I don't tell people to live my lifestyle, bro. Or I remember somebody's, I don't know about going to prom. I'm like, yeah, go to prom. Do what you need to do. I don't recruit like what happens with women. They'll make so much bad decisions, right? Or they'll do certain things. And I get that. Trust me, I make a lot I made a lot of bad decisions too. But they won't, instead of teaching the next person up to be better, they corrupt them and they just make them gremlins, like a whole shell of themselves. And they instead of encouraging them to not be a 304. Said that one court star got surgery to fix her lady part to be a virgin again. Oh yeah, I saw that. I was like, ah, yeah, yeah. I saw that. I saw that. That was funny. That was funny. That was funny to me. He said, AJ, I saw that video. Yikes, for a corn star, that's got to be like reconstructive surgery. I, I'll say somebody. I remember a girl I was messing with. She did that surgery, and what was funny was afterwards, she said, "Can you feel the difference?" And I was like, "What?" I try not to laugh. I try not to. I was like, "What did she just say to me?" I was like, "You gotta be kidding me." They really think that you could just surgery your way out of life. You can just cosmetic your way out of life. You can just fix it. I'm like, "Oh my god, that's just no." He said, "Muzzle wired it shut like a broken jaw." Oh my god. But yeah, man, they just they don't realize the stuff that they say is just like But anyway, back to when we talk about the red flags. I always say if she went to college and stayed on campus, and then you got to find out what degree that she got. Like now, if she went to college, stayed on campus, but she got like a degree in being an architect or a lawyer or a doctor, that might be different. But even still, if she stayed on campus, dog, no, right? So your best bet is if you're dealing with a college girl, if she didn't stay on campus, she did get a degree, but it was something important, something in STEM, right? Or one of these things, then that's different. And then I always say this, but I always say number one for me is weed. If you a weed smoker, people don't understand. Most women are broke, dog. Most women are broke, and weed is expensive. How do you think these girls are getting all their weed, dog? How do you think they're getting all their weed? They're and then on top of that, these new drug dealers nowadays, they be broke. They have no money. I'd be like, how's that even possible? Everybody smokes weed. I mean, I'm like, you ain't making no money. You don't got back in the 80s and the 70s, right? Or even in the 90s, even in the early 2000s, you'd have the big gangster on the block or whoever runs they would have softball teams, they would have sponsorships, they'd have kickball teams, they would have property, they'd have vending machine business if you're in the mafia. You garbage, they'll run a garbage place. These new drug dealers now, they make no money. And then on top of that, they always got weed. And then on top of that, women always seem to always have weed. You got to put two and two together. How are they affording the weed? They're messing. They're sleeping with the drug dealers for free weed. You got to put two and two together, man. I always said I chose the wrong profession. If I were to do this life over again, I'd be a pill distributor and a weed dealer. Why? Because I don't get high off my own supply. I hate drugs with a passion. Like with a passion. I hate even having to take painkillers if when I have to. I hate it. Even like just recently, what happened to me, I took on a road trip, I took the some painkillers, two painkillers, and it did something to my stomach. And I'm like, nope, I can't do this no more. I can't do this no more. I don't even like so I'd have been a perfect drug dealer. I'd have been making bank because I would never let a woman just be like, "Oh, what if I just give you some?" I would never let that distract me from the money I can make from dealing drugs because the amount of weed that I see people have, there should be no drug dealer that's broke, but they're broke. I don't even know how that's possible. The amount of drugs I be seeing people doing, it's impossible. How are you broke? But I know why they're broke, because they're giving their stuff away for free, and they're not giving it away for free. Women are sleeping with these dudes so they can get this stuff, so the woman can get it for free. And you have to understand, because I'd had people arguing me about this in the comment section. This dude was trying to tell me, "Oh, my girl, she's smart and she smokes weed. She went to college." I was like, okay. I was like, okay. You can't be, if you have a girl that smoke weed, right? You cannot be shocked if in her past she has slept with people so she can have weed. You cannot be shocked if in her past she sold herself to dudes so she can get free weed. You cannot be shocked. That's what I've been trying to tell these dudes, because these dudes want to talk about, oh, a body count, that's the red flag, and tattoos in the dude. If you just listen to what I say, weed, just weed, you already eliminate most of the stuff that you're talking about. Girls with tattoos, right? Girls with male friends. Usually, girls with a lot of male friends, they be smoking. Bruh. One of the male friends, right? Put that in quotation marks. Hey, let's chill. I got some weed. Come over. And that's when he's saying, "Oh, I got some weed. Come over." That's another version of saying Netflix and chill. And if you have a girl that would sell herself for weed, you cannot be shocked if she would sell herself to her boss to get a promotion. You cannot be shocked if she's selling herself to her mechanic to get a discount. This happens. This stuff happens, guys. This is why I say if you have a girl that smoke weed, I'm sorry. No, no, you cannot take that relationship seriously. He said, said most dealers make less than minimum wage according to stats. The new drug dealers, they're broke, dog. They make no money. I don't even know how that's possible. But I'm talking about these people, they literally they have no money, dog. And they're a drug dealer. I'm like, so what do you do? So how are you replaying your supplier? How? Because too much is because what we because what these thirsty ninjas do, these because these drug dealers, they're slime bags. What they do, they'll offer a deal and they'll be like, well, you can help me out here, and maybe I can help you out over here. And they got these girls just coming through. It's another way so they could it's their way of trying to get Chad treatment, right? I always say the best drug dealers are the ones that already got all the 304s in college and high school, and then they're just like, boom. But you got like these, so if a girl is even like, oh, I'll do this for, they'll be like, nah, I need my money right now. He said, you say he just a friend. Man, people, obviously you'll have, you know, like they'll say the number one red flag is if she has male friends. And yes, that definitely qualifies. But I'm just saying, you follow these two, if she smoked weed, or number two, she went to college. And obviously there's a lot of stipulations with the college. You follow that, you'll realize that most of the 304s out there, you're not even gonna take them seriously. You're not. Because especially when people, because I know dudes are very hung up on body count. This is why I say weed college. There you go, right there. That fixes that body count question right then and there. You say he's just a friend, and by the way, this whole like it's funny, man. You'll still have um these people. They'd be under 18 years old trying to argue with me that men and women can be friends, and I'm like, these dudes. But I'll say this: I used to say that stupid ish too when I was in like eighth grade, sorry, seventh grade. And I remember people older than me, there were guys in high school, they were trying to tell me, no, no, you don't get it, man. You don't get it. I was at a Bible camp, and I was in this is where I was in a room with all these dudes. And I was trying to no, no, I consider, they're like, nah, you lying to yourself. You lying to yourself. So now, but they were nice about it. They're like, nah. They were just basically like, remember when Tyrese was trying to talk crazy to his mom's boyfriend and baby boy? And after talking crazy to that dude while he's sitting on the couch, and then the guy and Mel is just looking at him, he's just like, youngster. That's basically how they was like with me. That's how they were like with me. But like, yeah, man and woman they can't be friends. No, somebody's gonna catch feel. It's not people keep like, oh, that's because man just sees this as property, and I'm just like, no, it's either the man or the woman. One of them are gonna catch feelings first. One of them. Now, when it's the man that catch feelings first, this is what I can speak on. Right, the woman is going to use him. It's going to use him because she knows that he's attracted to her, right? And what's going to happen is he'll put the hints out there, obvious hints, and she'll act like she won't see it so she can continue to use him. Because if, like I always say this, if the woman was really your friend, she'd set you up with other women. I don't know why they won't do this. I only know a few women that have done this. A few. I'm talking about a handful. And one of them I know via the internet. I only know a few that would be like, look, I'm not attracted to you. You're attracted to me. I don't want to waste your time. I'm not attracted to you. But I have a friend, even that she looks better than me. What about her? She's single. I'll put in a good word for you. How many women you know have done this? No, they're not going to do that. They're going to keep the dude around as an orbiter, whether to be a safe option for like 20 years down the road, but mostly they keep him around so she doesn't have to pay for her stuff. A lot of the times, people don't get this. I learned. I've learned this um, through watching other people on that end. They'll keep the dude around basically just to suck the energy from him. And this is how I know women be capping when it comes to this friendship thing. As soon as they find a guy themselves, they will not trust no girl around the guy that they're going out with, especially if she's dating a dude with status or she's dating a Chad or an athlete. She's not, every girl that goes around him, she's going to be like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And it's so common where you'll see even girls make videos about this via Instagram, crying about this ish, right? Oh man, I had a male friend for so long, and then he got a girlfriend, and now the girlfriend doesn't want me around. She's so insecure, man. Oh, man, oh man, I know, man. This is because this is how I lost friends in high school. You know, these so-called female friends. This is how I lost friends in high school. This is what happened. I never told this story before. Because this happens a lot. This is very common. But unfortunately, sometimes people will run into a straight shooter like me. Meaning, if you bring up something that gets on my nerves, I will straight shoot at it. I will not tiptoe around the subject. Let me give you an example. This girl playing games, right? So she has this girl best friend. Girls are friends or whatever. Now, the problem is, low key, she's a 304. Low key. But it is what it is. I don't know if she'd literally been intimate with anybody at the time, but she's a flirty girl, kind of ish. She's just a girl that be liking to play games. So her girl best friend got a boyfriend. And then the problem is when her girl best friend had the boyfriend, she didn't want her around the boyfriend, right? And she found it funny in her mind. So what she did, she thought she was a smartass. So what she did was text me, and she was like, "Oh," she was like, "Oh, so my bestie, she doesn't want me around the boyfriend. What do you think that means?" And I was like, "Because you're a hoe." And she was like, "Excuse me?" I was like, "Because she doesn't want your hoe ass around her boyfriend. You need to be respectful of your friendship." She was like, "Oh, you just joking." I'm like, "I'm not joking." I was like, you need to respect your friend's wishes and stay away from the boyfriend." And then she thought I was joking. She meets up with me later on and she was like, "So the thing you texted me, so what do you think?" And I was like, "Oh, you thought I was I was like, "Oh, you thought I was joking." I literally told her, you thought I was gonna tell you because you think you're prettier than your friend. That's why she doesn't want you. You thought you wanted me to say that to you. No, she don't want you around your boyfriend because you can't control your wholeness around around that person. She still thinks I'm joking to this day about this. She still thinks I'm joking about it because usually when she asks me certain things, I just be like, yeah, whatever. I was like, people that knew me in high school knew I'm not a confrontational person. I was not a confrontational person in high school. So I avoided trouble like a JEW. I avoided trouble like a JEW, dog. Any conflict, I'll be like, but for some reason when she did that, I was like, don't do that. Because this is she thought I was joking about. She still thinks I'm joking about that. And I'm like, she thought what I said was funny because it kind of is funny. But I'm like, she doesn't want your whole ass around your friend because when you're around her, when she sees you around dudes, you can't control your wholeness. She doesn't trust you, and this is where you have to do some introspection. Like people will be mad just because somebody say I don't trust you or hey, I don't know you, so I can't give you this information. I don't People will get so offended over this. And instead of just respecting the decision, really you need to look at yourself, be like, okay, why do people don't trust me? Maybe it's a rumor that's spread around you. Maybe it's you. You got to do real introspection. The perfect example, you ever hear these people that play certain sports? Why don't they ever pass me the ball? Look, man. Look, man. If you're good, you can be a racist, a straight scumbag. If you're the best player on the team and you can help win the game, they will pass you the ball all the time. Dude, I bruh, if you're the best player on the team, you're gonna get the ball. Bottom line, you're gonna get the ball. I'm talking about basketball, football, but especially when you're talking about basketball or like soccer, right? So the people will never do the true introspection to be like, you know what? Why am I not getting the ball? Right? Or why am I not? Why don't they pass me the ball? Okay. So you gotta look within yourself. Story time. Who threw up this time? Nah, man. This is a high school story. Wait. He said, "No, women don't want our advice. They want us to reaffirm what they're already thinking." Exactly. That's what I didn't know this because, cause when I was in high school, I was still very blue pill, meaning, yeah, I believe there were women that were bad, but I thought that was like a category. Okay, bad woman over there, good woman over there, and that's not how things work. That's not really how humans work. There's not really good people over here, bad people. Most people are living on a spectrum, and women are no different. Now it's harder for guys to accept that a lot of women live on a spectrum, meaning there are stages that they go through in life. It's not necessarily good woman and then bad woman. No, that doesn't exist, right? It's just people are living on a spectrum, right? Even the tradcon girls, they be they be capping, So the reason why I don't trust a lot of tradcon girls is because I grew up seeing, the Ann Coulters, the Tommy Laurens of the world, like those. Those are trad con artists. That's what I like to call them. But yeah, Jameson, you're right. The women they don't want our advice. They just want you to reaffirm what they're already thinking. So at the time when I told her that, I was like, you're being basically I was saying you're being a bad person. And that's like on some blue pill ish. I'm like, this is bad. Why are you doing this to your friend? I was very blue pill on that end. I was like, why would you do that to your friend? That's how I was coming. That's how I was coming with. That's the energy I was coming with. Why would you do that to your friend? And mind you, my story is I'm pretty sure there's a lot of dudes that had that same story, or even a lot of girls, because girls will always text you that stupid ish like that. Oh, my girl best friend, she's keeping me with her boy. Do you know how many times I done heard shit like that or like variants of that where or it'll be like, oh, I had a male best friend, and the guy got a girlfriend, and now I can't talk to him no more. Oh, she's jealous. No, she knows what you're doing. She's not jealous. She knows what you're doing. She knows what you're doing. You're an energy vampire. You're an energy vampire. This is why you really like having male friends, because you know if it's like a male friend group and it's like one girl in there, you're gonna be the center of attention. And you're just addicted to that energy. You're like what's that Netflix show? Those vultures, I think the Dark Crystal. I think it, and it's like this. Like I remember, I saw the first episode, but I never finished the series. And you got like these freaking vultures or these demonic looking characters stealing the energy of the native people. Like, and it's like a crystal orb. And they suck so much energy from it that it's supposed to be eternal, and they still end up taking up most of the energy. And they be like, man, I touched this. Why is there no energy coming out of it? That's the modern 304 with male friends. They're just so addicted to that male attention, that energy. And then I'll even say this: they'll be like, "Oh, what?" I try to make fun of their voice. They'll be like, why?" They'll be like, "Why can't a man and woman be friends?" And I'll be like, "So what does a man really benefit from having a woman as a friend?" And they never can give me a concrete answer. They'll be like, "You just don't know the power of friendship." And I'll just be like, and I'll literally just look at them like, okay. Let me see. When a man sees a boy, he sees a future man. When a woman sees a girl, she sees competition. Those are facts. Even, unfortunately, I've seen in cases where the own mother would be jealous of their daughter, not because even that she's accomplishing more than her, is because she's prettier than her. It's crazy. I've seen that. It's not even a matter of accomplishments. Oh, you're gonna accomplish more. It's not even that. It's like she's prettier than me, and it's already an enemy. You'd be like, this is how far 304 culture has gone. You know, when a man, I'm talking about, dude, I've had ops give me passes, meaning they've given me information that saved my life. Meaning they don't mess with me like that off of past things that I've did or what they did to me. And they've given me, I'm talking about, they see me later in the future. They're a lot older. I'm a lot younger. And then they see me, they try to help me out with certain things. I'm talking about it'll be dudes that played football. Like they were like probably rivals or something in college. And then they become like NFL teammates, and then they become like this, right? It's like he said the power of dude. I've seen girls literally he said the power of friendship. This is not Yu-Gi-Oh. No, I've literally they've literally put on my comments like, you just don't understand. They always say the same thing basically. I wish you finally see the value of a true female friendship, and I'm just like, I'll be like, okay, man. By the way, I like when I do music. I'm literally dealing with female artists all the time, female musicians. You'll literally, they'll be like, "You've never been with a lady, you've never worked with a lady." I'm like, I literally just came home from working literally for a lady for a performance. Literally just well, I'm like, what are you talking about? But I don't even put that out there. Because even if I put that out there, they'll be like, "Oh, you're just jealous that she's giving you a check." You just be like, "You what? Never mind." You'll literally after a while, you're just literally like, "Never mind," because the people that are saying this, they literally they offer nothing. Like if you actually offer something, you don't have to say it. You'll just be the person with the opportunities. Like you just be like you're literally just like wow. Oh man. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Anyway, I'm seeing something crazy on my phone. I'm seeing something crazy on my phone. Anyway, but this is how they be, man. And you'll just be like the power of friendship. What are we talking about? Like, what is this like? The Dora the Explorer, one of those shows. Go Diego, go. The power of friendship. Oh no, no, yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh. They'll be like that's my favorite scene of Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't have the best cards, but I believe in the power of the cards. And because I believe in the power of the cards, I have Exodia. Exodia. That's impossible. Exodia. Obliterate. That's one of my favorite. That's probably my favorite scene in Yu-Gi-Oh. That's one of my favorite scenes in Yu-Gi-Oh history. That ninja look that this dude aged like 20. I forgot what that guy's name, the guy that Yu-Gi-Oh was playing in his like first battle when the guy had the blue eyes dragon. I forgot what the ultimate card he had, a blue eyes dragon. He thought he was about to beat Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh said, I believe in the power of the cards. And because I believe Exodia. Obliterate. The guy's like, Kiba. That's his name. Thank you. That's his name. Oh man, Seto Kaiba. I think his name. That's how you pronounce it. Kaiba. Kaiba, if I'm not mistaken. I said Kiba. Ugh. Kaiba. I think that's how you pronounce his name, if I remember correctly. You are right with that. Man, you get you get that was an interesting show. I don't remember. I haven't watched Yu-Gi-Oh in like 15 years. I'm talking about since probably what 2009, 2008. Because I used to watch these shows like waiting for the bus going to school and stuff like that. I would watch Digimon, Beyblade, but I watched a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh and Digimon. Um, my favorite anime though, my favorite anime. Well, let me bring this up, man. I got. Let me bring this up. This was my favorite anime growing up, man. I'm gonna bring this up for you. This is my all time favorite anime in terms of TV series wise and manga and in manga. This is my favorite anime of all time right here. This is an anime from 2000 like 3 2004, but I ended up picking it up in around 2007 or 2008. Let me see if you guys recognize this one right here. Let me see if you recognize this one. Man, have you guys ever watched Get Backers on those illegal anime streaming sites? Yo, this was my this is still to date my favorite anime, dog. My favorite anime. This right here, and oh man, I'm blanking on the name. Claymore. This and Get Backers and Claymore. Now, Claymore, to be fair, it's almost like the female version of The Witcher. I'm forgetting the name of that one too, but the Claymore, I like that one. Yeah, Get Backers. This was my favorite anime growing up. This one and Claymore. Oh, it still got my. Let me see. Claymore anime. Here we go. This one right here. This was my favorite anime. This because this came out in around 2007 or 2008. This is one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite ones right here. That was an interesting anime. Claymore, Get Backers, um, yeah, those are my 2 top those are my top 2. Get Backers number 1, of course. Definitely those are my 2 those are my 2 ones right there. And Boondocks, of course. Well, Boondocks is not really an anime. Oh, man. Damn, I almost broke my jaw. Anyways, anyways, Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah. One of my, band leaders, one of my old band leaders, she tried to put me onto One Piece. I heard One Piece is red pill as F. I heard One Piece is red pill as F. So I gotta that's one anime I didn't watch. And then obviously I watch, you watch I've obviously watched Dragon Ball Z and those ones. Those, but that's not my favorite one. Because Get Backers, I really like that one. I'm trying to think of other ones that I watched that I really liked. Oh, the the Devil Man. Devil Man. I watched also The Devil May Cry. And they put it on anime. That was a good anime. Oh, Slam Dunk. I watched Slam Dunk. And then the Kuruko no basket. Oh yeah, Jojo Bizarre. I haven't watched that yet. Jojo Bizarre Adventure. Oh, Death Note. Death Note. That's one of my favorite ones. Death Note that's a good one. That I recommend people watch that one. Death Note. Yeah, Devilman Crybaby. Yes. 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 I like those old animes too. That like the one for I remember the 90s one. They had one in the 90s. What like these half dragon, half regular people, like they can it's like a whole set of brothers, and like they can turn into dragons if they get mad. I forgot what that's called, but I remember watching that as a kid. Yeah, Death Note. I like Death Note. I like Death Note. Yo, Naruto. What ended up with Naruto? I never ended up following up on Naruto is because I remember following one season. They just kept doing too many flashbacks, so I stopped watching Naruto after that. But Naruto was a solid series, very popular, but that's a solid series. It's a solid series. I'm trying to think. Oh, One Punch Man is pretty good. One Punch Man is pretty good. But yeah, let me show you some. Hopefully, I can show you some Instagram videos without it freezing. Hopefully, I can show you something without it freezing. Yeah, man. I'll say, yeah, get backers. And I gotta be careful when I show my Instagram page. I done had past people that I knew in my life that I still be following. That I still be following, and they've moved on with their lives too. I can't be showing their profile and stuff. Let me show you something real quick with this, because I just hope, because I'm gonna do a video on this, because these are the uncomfortable subjects that people want to act like it just doesn't exist. I'm gonna show you something real quick. Yeah, Naruto is filler. Too much filler. Too much filler. That's why I couldn't stay the course in watching it all the way through.
Unpunished.
Okay, let me refresh that. Let me refresh that. Let me refresh that. What in the hell? Here we go. So right here, there is a college basketball player, mind you, D1, who is about to get in trouble for sleeping with a teammate's underage sister. You heard that right. I might do a video on this, but this is very interesting. This is very interesting. I want you to take a listen. I want you to take a listen, right? And mind you, yeah, so it's a guy who's about to get in trouble, for sleeping with a teammate's underage sister because they were all traveling during vacation and some people were able to bring their family. Mistake, mistake.
Basketball player was just accused of sleeping with his teammate's underage sister, and he's gonna go unpunished. You see, recently Texas.
Oh yeah, it's freezing. It's freezing. Let me try something real quick. We're gonna copy this link. We're gonna copy this link. We're gonna stop sharing it. Let me see if I can download it real quick. Let me see if I can download it. Because the other day when I did it, it literally downloaded in 30 seconds. I was like, no, like not like 5 seconds. I was like, oh wow, that was fast. That was fast. That was with YouTube. Let me see if I do it here. It downloaded way too fast. I was like, whoa, that was fast. That was really fast. Okay, let's see how it does it for Instagram. But I got to show you this. I got to show you this one. I got to show you this one. Here we go. Okay, this one's slow. This one is downloading real slow. It's going to take about 30 seconds to download. But basically in the story, they're trying to make it where they're trying to act like the situation is like, oh, this guy is a predator. And he is. Technically he is. But they acting like the sister wasn't up with not the nonsense. And when you look at the full story, you'd be like, oh, the sister also on some BS right here. Here we go, right here. Let's open it up. I'm gonna open up full screen. Oh wow, that's terrible. It's not even in HD. It's not even HD, but I got it. I got it. Share screen. Let's see what we do here. Window, entire screen. I think that's what I got to do. I think that's what I got to do. Let me see. Hopefully everybody's still looking at it. Let me see. Let me see real quick. Hopefully it's still popping up. Hopefully it's still. Here we go. So, here we go. Let's listen to the whole story.
This right here is Steffi, who is now transferring from Texas Tech. See, while in the Bahamas, Drew's entire family was allowed to come down. This is usually a great event for the players because they get to bring a ton of their family. Drew's younger sister, who was 17 at the time, was one of the people there. But this is where things get gross. Texas Tech's leading scorer, Pop Isaacs, for whatever reason one night had brought the 17-year-old and her 16-year-old friend up to his room. Allegedly, a Texas Tech booster had bought alcoholic drinks for 20-year-old Isaacs and his teammates in the room with the two girls. All of them have been drinking. Isaacs then is alleged to have brought the 17-year-old into another room and SA'd her while she tried to fight him off. Since the age of consent is 16 in the Bahamas, no legal action can yet be taken. But the family is saying that there is no consent involved and are filing a civil lawsuit requesting $1 million in damages. Isaacs is actually expected to play today in Texas Tech's Big 12 opener. So this is all he'll be for, and I'll keep you updated on this.
Oh, it's on mute. Oh, it's on mute. Wait. Oh, hold on. The volume was so low. Holy crap. I didn't realize it. The volume was so low. What the hell? My bad, guys. Let me check something out real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'll have to do that video on another time because the volume was all the way up on on my MP4 player, but Yeah, the volume was all the way low. I just realized it on my thing. I'll do that another time. I'll cover that story another time. Oh, that's what also I was gonna do. Hold on for a sec. Let's bring up YouTube. Let's bring up YouTube. I gotta find that video that AJ did the other day. Yesterday with the Miami beach thing. Because that was funny. That was funny. No, I'll do that. I'll do that another time. I'll do that another time. But let's see. Let me just make sure I don't have anything saved on my YouTube shorts that I said I was going to cover. Because I they have this thing where they make it hard. Well, not hard, but they don't really allow you to save your shorts. You see here. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. I want you to see this real quick. This stuff right here. Our good friend Lila Rose. Lila Rose, right? Because I've seen people I've seen a lot of people rip Justin Waller for this video, and maybe it's just me. I thought I thought she was in the wrong. I I thought she was in the wrong. Well, the volume is low for this too. What the hell? The volume is low for this too. The volume is low for this. It seems. Let me see something real quick. Cause they, oh, man, I'm trying to see if I can open this in a new tab where they can put it full screen. Copy video URL. I don't know if that'll do anything. I don't know if that's gonna do anything. I don't know why my volume is so low with that. Because I gotta, I wanted to share this video because I've done this video before. Oh man, because I've seen people. So many people have ripped. Mind you, I don't really follow the stuff that Justin Waller does because it seems to land towards the PUA stuff, and you already know me. I don't I don't do PUA. I don't do PUA. But I had to give him a reprieve for this one. I had to give him a reprieve for this one. Let me see. You guys in. Oh man. Let me see. I don't think I'm sharing the video. I don't think I'm sharing the video though. Let me see. I'm gonna share this video, then I'm gonna be out. But Let me share this real quick because I actually sided with Justin on this one, and I side I'm on Justin's side on this one. And if the volume is still low, try to read the captions. I don't know because the volume. I don't know why the volume is so low for this video.
Fire away, honey.
Okay. If you have only one place in your heart for one woman, or you want to have one woman in your heart, I think you said, why don't you just commit to one and choose to be faithful to her?
So this is a very gaslighting question. Um, there's this spot where you know a lot of women actually like the RP. They like the messages, what they say in terms of men fixing themselves, but they always hate the part where you'll have guys say, hey, you got to have multiple 304s out here, right? And that's the part that they hate. Now, I don't know why they hate it because at the same time, you're calling dudes incels or making fun of men for being virgins. So you can't have it both ways. That's how I'm coming at it at it. And also at the same time, I know how women work. They don't respect dudes that can't get hoes. You know what I mean? So it is what it is on that end. And that's trad con girls included.
I'm just not wired that way. I spent my whole 20s trying to fix myself.
But
Thought
you're
something
a
was
man
wrong
of
with me.
self-control. You work out, you do business.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
can possess your own power and
It's just
do
not.
So right there, what she's doing is being very condescending. And I don't know why dudes could not pick that up. But like I said, I've been around white women damn near my whole life. I already when they're using that tone, this is where this is where I lose and I win with white women because as soon as we go there, I said, okay, this is what we're not gonna do. This is where I put my foot down. Okay, look, I say, look, let's be fair here because if I say something about yourself, I'm gonna be in the wrong. So let's not be condescending. I'm not being condescending, and then I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah. Anyway, because they're not gonna say that they're wrong, but that's just basically them. When you're calling them out, they're not gonna say that. They're not gonna give you credit for you calling them out for being condescending, right?
It's
direct it
just.
the way
It's
you
just
want to
not how
direct
I
it.
am. It's not how I am. I've
You think that
tried.
might be a limited mindset?
I think it's none of your business, but I don't want you to think I'm triggered by you. I'm not.
Okay.
I saw somebody say that, and I think that's interesting. I
Now,
think
what's interesting, I don't think he was triggered by her, but he was definitely triggered by the male simp in the comments. And the reason why I believe this is not the first time I saw. I've seen Justin Waller triggered at the male comments. He's one of those dudes that be looking at the comments and he gets tight. And that's what he's triggered at. I remember he was triggered when he was on. I saw a clip, I saw a shorts of him when he was on Fresh and Fit. And all you already know the whole chat is full of like teenagers, dudes, guys in their 20s. Oh, what do I do? And they're sending super chats to Justin. How do I get this girl? What do I do with this girl? Oh, my girlfriend is saying this. What does she mean? And Justin Waller almost lost it. He said, you know what? Why is it all girl questions? He said, not one of you guys asked me how to start a business. Not one of you guys asked me my fitness plan. Not one of you asked me how to get asked me how do I get a six pack. He said, man, when I was in my 20s, I wasn't thinking about none of these 304s out here. And I respected that answer. I was like, this is the mindset that men must have. Because a lot of the stuff that they was asking him was like, I could tell was some cookie cutter. My woman has a male friend. What did I do? Nick, ninja. Because I've seen one of these fresh and fit call-in shows or when they answer the audience questions, the audience asked them questions, the guest questions and the questions or the call-in shows, the stuff that they be asking the guests, I'd be like, bruh. it's literally it's literally like I remember one of the reporters, a boxing reporter, he was he was talking about he was asking Floyd Mayweather's dad. He was asking Floyd Mayweather's dad, "Oh, do you Amir Khan has called out Floyd Mayweather, your son, many times. Do you think that Amir Khan let me do the impression real quick. Let me do the impression real quick of the reporter. It was hilarious because they'll ask questions to stuff that they already know, right? Let me do this real quick. Oh, Amir Khan was calling you out. Amir Khan was calling your son out. Do you think Amir Khan can beat Floyd Mayweather, your son? And Floyd Mayweather Sr. was literally looking at the reporter like he was that he was that he had an extra chromosome. He's like, bruh. He said he literally told the reporter, why are you asking me questions that you know the answer to? He said that you know in your heart, that you know in your heart the answer to. You had you this was before this was they were asking this Floyd Mayweather Sr. this question right before Amir Khan was about to face Canelo Alvarez. And we all knew that Canelo was going to knock him the hell out. We all knew that was going to happen. But they're going to ask him, can you think Amir Khan is going to do something with Floyd? And Floyd Mayweather already beat Canelo. I'm talking about make Canelo look like a kid in the ring. And then you're going to ask somebody that Amir Khan had to beg to fight Canelo, knowing that Canelo's better than him, knowing he's going to get knocked the hell out, asking for Floyd Mayweather. What? We all knew, like we all knew Amir Khan has zero chin. We all knew this. But these reporters will ask questions they already know the answer to. They already know. But they just want to ignore the reality. And this is why I can't watch Fresh and Fit, because I believe they do decent work, right? They're the CNN of our space. They're probably the most popular, Manosphere podcast, right? And it's no disrespect to them, but a lot of their fans, they live they live in La La Land, dog. They really think that they finna just go up and ask for a Bugatti and like Big G and start running ish. He said Amir Khan. Let's see. Amir Khan was calling out your son after Breedis Prescott and Danny Garcia knocked. Man, the funniest thing is though, when you look at Amir Khan, that first knockout when he got his ass knocked out and when he was fighting in England, man, he basically all of his English fans abandoned him after he got knocked out the first time. Literally all of it, they was like, oh, this is Bolton's own. Yo, English fans ain't shit, dog. This is Bolton's finest. Dude gets knocked out. He get hit in the chin. This dude got zero chin, dog. Zero chin. And he's gonna ask Floyd, one of the greatest fighters of all time, right? And you're gonna ask him, you think Amir Khan would beat? He literally asked Floyd Mayweather, "See, would you think you would beat him?" And Floyd Mayweather seems literally looking at him like, "Ah, man." I was like, bro, I was literally like, bro, because it was right the day before the Canelo fight. I was literally like, oh, you're right. That was the first round. It was the first round. That was the first round. I forgot that was the first round. Man, that was funny though, because I didn't watch it live, but it was interesting because he was his name kept on popping up. I was just like, Prescott first round. Well, okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh man. But people ask, like, you'll have these people calling on Fresh and Fit, right? Hold on for a second. Let me check something out real quick. Am I mixing up? Let me make sure I'm not mixing up something. Let me make sure. Let me just make sure. Let me just make sure. Sorry, I had to look up. I had to look up. I had to look. I had to look it. I had to look up because it just. I had to look up the Prescott knockout because the thing Amir Khan looked schlepped. He got schlepped. He got schlepped. Anyways, that was 15 years ago. It says on here 15 years ago. 15 years ago. It look. It don't. Wow. It don't even seem that long ago. Wow. Anyways, anyways, but like, yeah, this is the stuff that reporters will do, and I kind of equate that to the fresh and fit fans when they ask these, they'll call in on the show and they'll say the stupidest stuff that I'm like, this is just like it's not even a matter of being RP aware. This is just common sense. I'm like, what world are these guys living in? They know you guys know this, and and this is why Justin Waller got triggered. This is why Justin Waller got triggered because they'll put things out there. And I think this is why certain people don't even go back on the Fresh and Fit show. And I wouldn't like because they just ask things that you kind of should know the answer to. Like, they'll ask questions on, my girl is going on a girls trip. What do I do? What do you mean? What do you do? you, without me. She's going on a girls trip. Oh yeah, Jameson, you are right. By the way, Amir Khan still calls out Mayweather to this. I'm talking about to this day, to this day, to this day, till this day. It's like I'm talking about. Even I remember, I think in Mayweather's last fight, I think I could be wrong. It was either that or I'm talking, meaning his last like real professional fight before he started fighting all these celebrities. That with that dumb ish. I think it was versus Berto. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was versus Berto. I could be wrong. I think it was versus Berto. Amir Khan was on the panel. He was still talking about this man. Anyway, these dudes. I think it was versus Berto or somebody else. I don't remember. Okay. What's his name? Alberto, but I don't. Was it really? Oh yeah, okay, Berto. Yeah. Because I remember Berto because he has Haitian descent. That's the only reason why I remember him. And I remember they show like his younger brother at the time when they did the documentary and the leading up to Mayweather's last fight, and they show like his younger brother, and Berto's like really short, but his brother was like 12 at the time, and he already looked like a giant. That's why I remember Berto. And what was funny in the preview in that you had Mayweather's yes men trying to talk ish about Berto, and Berto called him out. He said, "Man, y'all talk about y'all on the money team. Y'all don't even get no money. Y'all some hanger-ons. Y'all are leeches." Oh man. I used to really look forward to the lead ups to the fight more than the fights themselves. That's what I used to really like, because I didn't really watch boxing like that. I was a casual, but I was I'll say the fighter that I had the most respect for was Miguel Cotto. That's probably the most, and probably second place Sugar Shane Mosley. Those two fighters I had a lot of respect. He said that every Haitian boxer gets called the nickname the Haitian sensation. Those are facts. It's so annoying. So annoying. Every Haitian boxer. Actually, really every Haitian athlete that comes out, they try to call him the Haitian sensation. That's not just boxing. But I say, yeah, the one that I had the most respect for was Cotto. This is how I knew something was wrong. Um, when he faced the cheater, Margarito. I hope I'm saying his name right. Where basically I remember seeing the highlights of the fight, and Miguel Cotto was literally had to take a break. Like when he was getting hit, he was like, "What the f- is this dude hitting me with?" And his Margarito's uh, gloves were laced with cocaine bricks. He had cocaine bricks in his goddamn laces. Cheating ass dude. And I was happy that Cotto got his revenge. But if something happens health wise to Cotto, Margarita owes that man and his family money if he has one. Because what Margarito did was that's despicable. That's just despicable. Anyway, back to Justin Waller. Back to Justin Waller. Yeah. Margarita, he had literally cocaine bricks. That's what I like to call it. It was something else. It was some scientific word for it, but he basically had cocaine bricks in his gloves. And that's because Miguel did not look when he was getting hit. He did not look. He was like in the middle of the fight. He was like, "Yo, stop." He went down to his knees. I'm like, I ain't never seen this dude like that. Now, so I said something's wrong. Something's wrong. And thank God for Sugar Shane's trainer checking out this dude's. Yeah. Mosley caught him. Mosley's trainer called him. Thank God for him. I think did he pass away? Didn't his trainer pass away? If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm thinking about somebody else, but he caught him. Thank God, the Muslim brother. Thank God they caught this dude. Man, wow. Anyway, let me go back. I'm going back down memory lane on that end. But yeah, Margarito, this guy, wow, like a cheating extraordinaire. But anyway, let's go back to Justin Waller here because I understand what he's trying because these people ask questions like the people in the chat they think it's Twitch, some of the stuff that they be putting in the chat.
Annoying, but I'm not triggered. You know what I'm saying? No, you are. You're annoying in like this goody two shoes type way, and that's fine. I'm gonna live my life on my terms, unapologetically, like truly. So you can ask me this 85 different ways. At the end of the day, I'm gonna walk out of here the same man.
And when he said 85 different ways, he's not lying. Because I didn't watch the full podcast, but I already know when girls don't get the answer that they want from you, even reporters do. When particularly American and British reporters, when they don't get the answer what they want from you, they'll try to word it in like 20, 30 different ways. And then finally the athlete will be like, look, bro, do you want me to smack you or do you want me to? And then people get mad at the athlete. Oh yeah, I think he passed away. But then they get mad at the athlete for blowing up at the reporter. But if you look at what the reporter was doing, they'll ask a slick question and then keep asking the slick question in 300 different ways. And you'll just be like, when are you going to stop asking that questions like that question? Like this is ridiculous. And that's what I can tell she did that throughout the show. I could already tell she was doing them sneak dissing because when you, like I said, when you're dealing with white women, it's the beep, beep, it's the little beep, beep, death by 1,000 cuts. You know what I mean? So I already know she was doing that. I already know. I already know she kept rewording the questions, and really what Justin Waller was doing, like, look, man, this is boss ninja ish right here. This that's what Justin Waller was trying to say. He was trying to say, hey, look here, man. This is boss. This is we on boss behavior. This is boss ninja ish. Look, what I do with my 304s is none of your damn business. Bottom line. And like I said, I've told dudes, don't ever let girls shame you for having 304s out here. It's only natural as a man. I know I'm turning into Corey Holcomb a little bit, but the way I see women treat men that have no holes compared to the ones that do have holes, it's a different respect. I'm sorry, it's a different respect. Yeah, So he did pass away. Okay, yeah, yeah. I'll say, man, shout out to that brother, man. That was a good. That's a good brother right there. That's a good brother because, man, I'll say, yeah, Margarito, that guy, he owes Cotto money for whatever potential brain damage he's gonna have in the future because that dude really, I done seen people deleted, if you know what I mean, for worse. Really, like I'm talking about deleted for worse. I mean, sorry, for less. I mean, deleted for way less. Because really, Miguel, I'm pretty sure Cotto. Isn't he Puerto Rican? I'm pretty sure he could have called somebody to handle Margarito, but he didn't. He said, I want you in my rematch," and and he beat you fair and square. Beat that dude fair and square in the rematch. But bottom line, people cannot. I don't know why people cannot see when certain women are being condescending. It's so easy to call out black women, and once they're if they're doing something or if they're yelling or whatever, but nobody will ever call out particularly Caucasian women or like the tradcon women when they're doing their little their little pew pew, those little pew. You know what I mean? Because let me show you the comments before I sign off. Before I sign off, let me show you the comments because it's hilarious to me. And he's like, "This is what happens. This is what happens when a real woman debates one of these PUAs. A real woman debates her." These are men in the comments too, backing her up. Just look at the comments. It's like, "I got to back her. She was spot on. She said that woman won that debate hands down." They said he was absolutely triggered by her. No, because he got tight as soon as he saw that comment about, "Oh, you triggered." And really, he was like, what he was triggered at, it was probably some 15, 16, 17 year old or some 22-year-old that don't know nothing about nothing backing up a woman that they he, you never know. These trad girls be going on there, putting on the front. He probably smashed her already, and he's like, what are you saying right now?" I've seen stuff like this happen, and people be backing the wrong horse. He probably smashed. You never know. He probably smashed, or she probably hollered on the side, and he was like, "Damn, she a freak." People have no idea. They have no idea. Said this guy has a massive ego, and this lady did trigger him. His brass neck was exposed. They said she owned him, and he knew he was so quick to insult. I don't. Where did he insult her? And this is where people lose me. This is where people lose me. This is where people lose me. Because let me ask you guys a question. Do you think as a man you can go to another man, particularly a Chad, and be like, "Oh, I don't think you're righteous for having all these 304s." You think we could go, you think us as the average man can go up to Justin Waller and be like, "Hey, you need to be you can't be having multiple 304s." He'll literally, you think you could go to the average dude that has a lot of hoes and be like, "Oh man, I think it's wrong for you to have all these women." That dude will literally look at you. He might slap you. He might slap you for being all up in his business, but because she's a woman, she can get away with really stuff that's really none of her business. But men don't even really even understand. Like, you think those same guys that are on her side are gonna go up to Justin Waller if they see him in real life and talk about, "Oh, you ain't ish because you have multiple women." What, bruh? Because I'm just so tired of the average dudes thinking that like a man is wrong for having a lot of women, and they have no idea what it's like for like women to just throw themselves at them. Like a truly faithful, like faithful for the average dude and faithful for like a uh 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 um say like a male celebrity, it should be different definitions. Because say if if you're a celebrity and you have literally hundreds of women going after you every day, and you probably take one of them a month, right? And you have a relationship on the side, I would still consider that guy pretty faithful, because he's like so. But you, Mr. Joe Schmuck from buttfuck Tennessee, right? And you overweight, right? And you really don't you don't be having hoes like that coming after you. So it's easy for the average dude to be like, "Oh, you're wrong for being a man and you cheating, bro." You don't have options. And the reason why I will call out the average man for calling out men of status like that is because anytime a man even gets a promotion at work, he seems to always put himself in a position where he's going to be messing with multiple women. Every single time I see a man get a promotion at work, they put themselves in position where, oh, now they're in trouble because they were messing with one of their their underlings. Or all of a sudden you see all these, you say, why do we keep hiring? Why are we keep hiring young 19-year-old girl with big tits? Who's doing the hiring? Oh, that guy. The same guy that's gonna be mad at Justin Waller for having 304s. He said save team for Bernard Hopkins. Call Felix Trinidad doing something similar with this rapping. That's a damn shame. That's a damn shame. Boxing is such a dirty sport, though. Boxing is such a dirty sport. He said track con chicks are just as bad as feminists. They both say real men should. Exactly. 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 People don't get like, you can't because Emily King, another girl that people keep talking about, oh, she's one of the good ones. She reacted to the Justin Waller video and talking about she said, I don't know about you, but I want a man that's only have eyes for me. And I'm like, and in my mind, I'm like, who are you? Who are you to for him to be just faithful to just you? Like, who are you? Like, as this so-called speaker of truth. Because I know how I see how women react to men that have multiple 304s. They're not disgusted. They're not. They're intrigued by that guy. They're intrigued. Most women are intrigued. Not all, but most. You know, it's crazy. This is why this is why I'm a me personally, I'm gonna be on Justin Waller's side on that end. Because really, if it was me, I'd be like, look, I'm a man. Man, fuck 304s. That's what we do. Now, if you got a problem with it, that's you. I'm gonna do me. And no, man messing with multiple 304s and a woman messing with multiple men is not the same thing. It's not. It's not. And men cannot be afraid to say this. It's not. It's not symmetrical. There's no. It's not a democracy. It's not a democracy. There's no equality here. We're not equal. Me doing what I do is not. You can't do what I do as a man. You can't. And men cannot be afraid to say this. But a lot of the times when you see men talking about, oh, I think cheating is despicable on both ends, what they're trying to finagle their way into some punani. Because if you're the average man, or you don't have no talent, or you don't have nothing else that you could leverage, you will resort to saying simp shit like this. Because back in the day, men would be like, look at them. I'm doing what I'm doing because you do what you're doing. You think you man. And you heard, if you heard the woman, if you guys saw my videos, you heard what the woman said. She's the Italian girl. She was like, what happened to the manly men that were doing this and blah blah blah? They miss the patriarchy. They miss it. And back in the day, man, they were doing what they do. More men really would have kids out here. It's just the system is crazy with the child support. So men are like, nah, I'm not having kids no more, or I'm gonna try not to have them. You know. But that's all I had to say on that end, man. But thank you, man. I said I wasn't gonna go over time. I ended up going all the way to 12 a.m. So that's my fault. I'm sorry. But yes, man. Thank you for getting me to 1K. I kind of put my whole heart out there. I even revealed some information. I even revealed some information about who's even in my family and stuff like that. So yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. Oh, what's up, Reaper? What's up, Reaper? Let me see. Once they do come across a manly man, they'll accuse him of toxic masculinity. I'll say this. Look, I always say this, and me, I could be wrong. I always believe a man is somebody that means what he says and stands on what he says, right? A person that really stands on his nuts. Even I'm not talking about when it's good. I mean, stand on his nuts when things are bad. So, by that definition from me, Kyrie Irving is the only person I consider a man out of everybody in the NBA. And Bradley Beal and Kawhi Leonard, those are the only people I consider men out of the NBA. Because when push came to shove, they said, F those millions of dollars. I'm not taking that poke. I'm not taking that shot up in my system. And I'll say it. I'm not even gonna lie about it like Aaron Rodgers. I'm gonna just say, look, I ain't taking this ish. I'm not putting that in my body. Everybody else folded. Let me see. Need more content from you, bro. You got great insight for your age. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Well, the problem, with me, because the problem is when I was a kid, I got exposed to a lot things that I wasn't supposed to see, and like I always say, like college for me, that I saw too much in college. I'm sorry, people can say, "Oh, you always talking about your college." Look, I saw too much. Too much stuff that I saw from from women that ended up being people's wives. Like, look, man. It's only one kind of pure relationship that I knew of, and it was of a dude on my soccer team. He was really good. He was probably the best player. I think he was the best. Yeah, he was the best player on the team. Um, he had a girl he knew that from 7th grade, and they recently got married. Like recently, I ended up running into him 2 years ago in Hartford, out of all places. He said, "Oh yeah, my wife works at the same spot I rehearse at." I'm like, God damn, it's a small world. That's the only like pure relationship that I've seen, and that's it. That's probably that's it, man. I saw too much in college. And by the way, like people will really tell you the truth, really right in your face. It's just people just refuse to accept the reality. But anyway, Reaper, I'll see you on the Corey Holcomb show tomorrow. I'll see you on with the 5150 chat goons. All right, tomorrow. But man, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for a 1K. You know what I mean? Because I started doing this content 2 years ago, 2022. I had 79 subscribers. Now almost 2 years later, um, have 1,000 now. Thank you, because I didn't know people would tune into something like this. You know what I mean? Also, thank you, Jameson. Thank you, Pyro. Thank you, AJ. Specifically, AJ, man, the first person to put me on a panel. You know what I mean? But I'm a sign off on this because I went over time. But if you guys get the chance, if you guys get the chance, watch. Since I did bring up boxing, any of you guys get the chance, watch Floyd Mayweather Sr.'s interview to the reporter asking him about would Amir Khan beat his son. You got to see it. And I it's one of my favorite interviews of all time. Not the one where he was drunk after I'm talking about the first one when he was coherent, when he was sober. So yeah, if you guys get the chance, watch that interview. Watch a lot of the boxing interviews. They're really, it's really telling. It's a lot. There's a lot of, even a lot of people in Mayweather's camp. There was somebody in Mayweather's camp that predicted um Ronda Rousey's downfall. It was a guy that actually did MMA, and he predicted he was gonna lose to Holly Holm when it happened. Like you see a lot of stuff. Um or just watch Floyd Sr. beat up on Charlie Zillanov. Oh yeah, by the way, it's a boxing family. It's a whole boxing family. That's beautiful. And also Floyd Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather's grandson. Floyd Mayweather's grandson, the father of Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s grandson is NBA YoungBoy. And he be in all the training spar sessions with Floyd Mayweather Jr. That NBA YoungBoy's son is literally gonna be the best fighter we ever seen in the universe. This ninja finna be the best fighter. He's gonna be a better fighter than Goku, dog. NBA YoungBoy's hood ninja jeans with Floyd Mayweather's just the fighting tree of Floyd Mayweather flowing through the daughter. That dude's gonna be that son. Floyd NBA YoungBoy's son is gonna be. He's gonna be the freaking. He might be the GOAT. He might end up being the GOAT. You heard it here for it first. But yeah, let me just sign off on that, man. Thank you guys. Thank you, Reaper. Check out my Reaper. Check out some of my other videos if you can. Show Ninja some love. You know what I mean? Pause. But yeah, man, I'm gonna sign off on that. See you guys probably tomorrow, maybe on AJ stream if I can. But yeah, so shout out to you guys. I'm gonna sign off on this.